Hello everyone, this is your boy Saint and welcome to day 28 of 52 weeks transformation. And today we are training arms, which consists of bicep and tricep. So let's start talking about today's session. But before that, make sure to like and subscribe the video and the channel in order to follow me in this journey. I started the session with skull crusher for triceps, and the very first set is gonna be heavy. And I'm doing the skull crusher in an incline pose, not the traditional method that a lot of people do. They're laying completely flat and they do a skull crusher, but I really like doing a skull crusher on an incline bench because this way it's a little bit more safe and I can go a lot heavier. That way, when you can go heavy in a particular exercise, it will grow your muscle a lot more and a lot better. It's very good for hypertrophy. And that's why I'm doing the skull crusher in an incline bench, not in a flat bench. So the first set is done and this is the second set. And basically both sets were the same weight, which is about 50 kilograms, I guess. There's 15 each side, and there's 10 kg bar, which is 40 kg, sorry, not 50. And that was our second set. This is the third set, and I dropped about 10 kgs in this set. And the thing about doing a skull crusher is being very careful about your elbows, because if you don't do it in a proper form, your elbows could pop out. So be very careful about that. And the way you're going to do is the form of doing a skull crusher is to bring your hands down and making almost 90-degree angles towards the backside and bringing it back up and locking it on the top. And that's the proper form of doing skull crusher. And also, one more thing about skull crusher is when you do it, make sure to have your elbows straight and don't let it go away from each other. So make sure to not forget that, because that's the very crucial point of doing skull crushers. Because a lot of people do the skull crushers and they don't feel their triceps a lot in this exercise, and that's because their elbows move away from each other during the exercise, and that's not the form. The form is to keep your elbows straight and right uh, beside your lats, maybe. That's how I can explain it, and you can see it in the video. Back to the video. This is the very last set, and I'm doing a superset, which I did the skull crusher. Then I'm doing some presses. It's a very good way to burn a little bit more for your triceps. So now moving on to a bicep exercise, which is curls with a barbell, and I started heavy, but I warmed up before this. So make sure to warm up before starting your heaviest set for the bicep. So I did about 15 reps with a very lightweight in order to warm my biceps, and then I started with 40 kgs for the biceps again, and I went to failure. So make sure to have your shoulders towards the back, not in front, because if you keep your shoulders in front of yourself and then you curl the barbell, that way your front delts will get a little bit more affected than it should be, and it takes away the benefits for the biceps. So make sure to have your shoulders a little bit toward the back and then start curling up and go to failure. Don't use your back, don't move a lot, don't shake yourselves in order to be able to move heavy weight. If you can't go heavy, then take a lighter weight and do it with a proper form, because doing bicep curls with a barbell, the most important thing is you need to have a proper form and you shouldn't cheat a lot, because that way your biceps will not get what it needs to get. It will not become bigger and the weight you're gonna move will not be very important. So finishing the bicep exercise, now I'm doing another tricep exercise, which is rope push down, which is very good for the triceps. So basically, triceps has two muscles. One is long head and the other is short head. And The way you're doing the tricep exercises, they're exactly in two forms. One of the types of the exercise you do for triceps affect your long head, and some of them affect your short head. And make sure to mix them up. Make sure to use one of each in a single session. So I used one for the long head, and now I'm using another for the short head, and that's how you're gonna do your tricep exercise basically. I started heavy with 60 kg, and then I dropped weight to 55, then 50 kgs, and going to failure is a crucial point on doing rope pushdown. Having a proper form is also important, and make sure to have your shoulders towards the back. And when you pull the rope, try to lock in the very first reps, and then when you can go to failure, just bring the rope down until you can do it. That's how you're gonna achieve the ultimate failure. And now the second exercise for the biceps is just gonna be dumbbell curls with a proper weight. For me, it's 20 kgs. It's not very heavy. So doing it with 20 kgs this time, the very first set, and make sure to have good form. Have your shoulders towards the back and curl it in a very slow motion, not very fast, because that way you will cheat a lot. And also bringing the dumbbell very high is not important. Just make sure to squeeze your bicep and leave it back towards the downside. So I did 2 sets of dumbbell curls, and that was it. And if you want to do another exercise for the biceps, just add hammer curls at the end. Make sure to have 1 set, and that's very enough for the bicep because it's not a very big muscle, and that should be enough for the bicep. So we did the session of today, and now for the pose, the front double biceps and another pose for the biceps. Now the double biceps from the back, and as you can see, the triceps and biceps are completely pumped. So now a pose for the triceps. You can see the triceps are completely pumped, and the workout was awesome. So today's session is done, and make sure to like and subscribe for more videos. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great time.